Hello and welcome to the Living Lamb's Vegan Kitchen. Today I'm doing a lentil flatbread, and this is really just a takeoff on another recipe on the channel, which is the one ingredient lentil tortillas. But this is just a little bit faster way of making it and a little bit less fussy, and you don't need a super non-stick pan because these you bake in the oven. And this variation was actually suggested to me by a viewer named OK Sills. And what this person said is what they do is they just pour it on parchment and bake it. And it works fabulously. So that's what we're going to do today. So basically what you need is 1/4 of a cup of dry red lentils soaked overnight, or at least for 3 or 4 hours, in 1/2 cup of water. So 1/4 cup of dry red lentils, not cooked, dry, soaked overnight in 1/2 cup of water. And you don't need anything else. But I like to personally add a clove of garlic and some curry powder. Other people might want to add salt and pepper. Maybe you want to add something else. Have at it. So I'm putting my clove of garlic in there. And I'm using about a 1/16 of a teaspoon of curry powder, maybe an eighth, somewhere in the middle. And then I'm going to blend this in my Ninja, and I'm using my Ninja because it's the smallest blending container I have. And I'm going to blend it till it's super smooth. It takes a good minute and a half is usually how long I'll blend it for. So I'll catch you at the end of this blending. Okay, so I blended that for a nice long minute. And what I have is, I'm using my toaster oven so I don't have to preheat it. And I just have a piece of parchment, and I'm reusing a piece of parchment. So you see, it's not like perfectly flat. And this isn't going to come out perfectly even, but we are not going to be concerned. It's pretty forgiving. Okay. So I'm just going to pour it out. Well, I'm going to kind of like pour it out, kind of like, you know, it's going to make about an 8 by 8 shape, thereabouts. So I'm just going to kind of pour it roughly, and then I'll use a spoon to help it sort of fill in. Oh, maybe this one I won't even have to. I might have gotten really super lucky and just poured it out perfectly, which has never happened before. And that it actually is happening on video is like amazing. Okay, but here's a hole that I have to fill in a little bit. So I'm just going to use the back of the spoon and fill in the hole. And it doesn't matter if there's low spots and high spots and all that business. You know, just whatever you can do with it is fine. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake this at 350 in my toaster oven for 15 minutes. What that will likely give us is a sort of, it's going to be a soft, foldable version. Like, you know when you see people in New York, or people like in movies in New York, and they're eating pizza and they're folding it in half? It's going to give you soft like that. And I'm going to show it to you then. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it for another 5 minutes or so, and I'm going to show you the crunchy version. So you can make it either way that you want to make it. Okay, so like, as you see, I'm messing with this because that's my nature. And so now I got some thin spots. Okay, but anyway, so I'm going to bake it for 15 minutes, come back and show you the soft version, and then bake it some more, and then you can see what the crunchy version looks like. So I'll see you in 15 minutes. Okay, and so welcome back. So it's been in for 15 minutes at 350, and you may be getting the crunchy version right off the bat. I won't know until I go to peel it off the parchment. But as you can see, it's puffed up some, which it does, so don't sweat that. And when I go to peel it, you can see that this sort of peels off, and what'll happen is when you peel it, it'll peel easily, and then you'll get some resistance. And then when that happens, you just turn it. But if it doesn't peel easily at all, if it's like really fussy, like sticking, it's not done. No, so this is still pretty soft. This is still more or less the soft version. It's kind of in between, quite frankly. But as you can see, here it is. It's, like I say, puffed up, so it's sort of got like a pocket in the middle, although I usually just treat it like a flatbread and put stuff on the top. And then I can either close them up to make sandwiches out of them or just eat them open-faced. So this one's sort of soft still. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in, back into my toaster oven. We'll just put it right back on here like it was, more or less. And I'll leave it in there for another 5 minutes so you can see what it would be like if I had just left it in there to make a totally crunchy one. So I'll see you back in about 5 minutes. And welcome back. So I think It cooked kind of medium-ish last time because I actually had it a little above 350. I'm having a keyboard problem, and so, you know, it's like the keyboard people say it's computer people, and you know how it is, so it's been that kind of day. So anyway, the point is, I've got a medium one done here, so even after cooking it another 5 minutes, it's still kind of medium. Like one side's kind of crunchy, you can hear it crunching, this side's kind of softer. The point is, it doesn't matter. I haven't actually mastered the various cooking times, but you can get it anywhere from soft to crunchy, and it doesn't matter. It's delicious. So however yours comes out, you will love it. And, you know, sometimes you just, if the crunchy part, you just crunch it down onto the soft part. In this case, I'm just going to leave the crunchy part there, and I'm going to put my filling on the soft part. The filling I'm using, I did a video on that today too, and I'm just going to call it something like savory sandwich spread, or sandwich spread with greens, or savory spread with greens, something like that. But it's wonderful. So I'm just going to dump it right on. Alright. And just spread it around on there. And sometimes what happens is, like, it just crunched in there, I just crunch it right down. And I just don't even mind, because it all works out fine. And then after I spread my topping, what I will normally do is take a pair of kitchen scissors and I'll just cut it into 4s. And if it's super crunchy, I'll get like crunchy bits all over my dish from doing it. All I do is I just pick those crunchy bits right up and I sprinkle them on the top. So there you have it. 4 great flatbreads, and you see, you know, it supports them really well. You know, there's no floppy, no falling apart. This is like the crunchiest one, and it's delicious. It's very delicious. The filling and the flatbreads, super yummy. If you don't eat flour, give them a try. It's easier than making them on the stovetop, and it's a little bit faster. And you can do it either way, so you just have another way of cooking them. And thanks again to, excuse me. Thank you again to OK Sills. Shout out for the great idea of baking these. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.